that just completely froze for me. My screen just completely
Yeah,
froze.
you froze up on me too.
Well, I'm back. I'm back. We're back. Welcome to the fucking Tech Dad Pod. How you doing?
I'm good, mate. How are you? Oh, I was just telling you there that I've been fighting the woes of traffic in my town this morning. Not only is it raining, which makes people can't drive in the rain here, despite how much it rains, and then there's just roadworks and all kinds of stuff in the most inconvenient places. But there we are. We moved.
Yeah, I mean, people can't drive here at the best of times. Let's be honest. There are some terrible drivers in this country.
Not good.
It's not.
But anyway, I'm first. On that aside, yeah, I'm not too bad, mate. How are you?
I'm good. I am good. I mean, the weather, I know we always talk about the weather, but it has changed a little bit. So it's now very cold and very wet, and it's not fun.
It's just a bit nasty, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But it's what we're all about, apparently.
Well, yeah, some parts of the country have even got snow this morning.
Yeah, a lot of my family have got snow, which is annoying because I really like the snow, and then I'm here just in the rain and the wet, and I'm recording inside today, so hence there's no funky background. It's just a white wall.
You look handsome as always, so.
So do you.
No.
How was your weekend?
Yeah, weekend was not too bad. Our weekend with the kids, Teddy had a football game, an actual game against another team, and they gave them a serious pounding. Quite frankly, I lost count of the score. It was one of those where it was like 18, 19, 20 to 1. The opposition team scored a goal in the last period of the game. So they played 5-10 minute periods. And they scored a goal like towards the end of the last period of the game. Game was already decided. A couple of periods they had, because it's 5-a-side, so include 4 outfield and a goalie. And for at least, so 4 of the 5 periods, the opposing team either had 5 outfield players or 6 outfield players against the 4 outfield players on my son's team. But my son played two periods in goal and made a couple saves. So good on him, good lad. And then he played outfield for 2 of the periods and banged 6 in. So good on him there as well. But yeah, so funny watching them celebrate. They celebrate like actual football players, just like raw little emotion. They do like a few of them were doing like, the Ronaldo shoo celebration, where they jump up and throw their arms down and whatever.
Well, it gets
Teddy's a fan of the knee slide though. Teddy likes the knee slide.
Yeah,
so
a lot of them like the knee. I've never done a knee slide, because I've always been worried I'm gonna pop something and that's it. That's my game over.
Well, we're getting on a bit now, aren't we? So knee sliding isn't exactly in the cards for us anymore. But yeah, no, it's good. And then the opposing team they scored a goal, and that one goal, and like everybody cheered. Like the parents for our team cheered, and their parents all went ballistic because it was an away game, so they were playing at home. So they had a lot of support on the sidelines. So they all went ballistic.
How much did the kid that scored? How much did he celebrate?
Quite a bit, I think.
Yeah, that annoys me. It annoys me. I don't care that you're what is he, 5?
If you're 5 or 6, yeah.
Yeah, if you're being beat 18-0 and you've just made it 18-1, what are you celebrating? There's nothing. There's no celebration.
Andrew, come on, they're 6 fucking years old.
Yeah, but no,
they took one shred of joy away from the game. Give it to him. You are ruthless, mate. Absolutely.
No, but
ruthless.
that's a loser mentality. I'm sorry. Actually, no, not a loser mentality. But you do. I might edit this bit out because it's making me look like a prick.
No, you're entitled to your opinion. Okay,
no. I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, but you have 30 plus odd years of experience.
No, I mean, when I was 5, I wouldn't have celebrated. Like I very rarely celebrated goals.
Yeah, I thought you were about to say you very rarely scored.
No, and I scored a lot of worldies. I've mentioned that before, and I'm going to keep mentioning it because that's all I've got. It's all I've got in
You got
life.
to hold on to whatever the shred of pride you've still got left.
But yeah, I would normally just hold my hands out a little bit like what Jude Bellingham does, as if to kind of say, well, what do you expect?
What do you want from me?
Yeah, it's what I do.
Cool, calm, and collected.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so yeah, we had that, and then my eldest, he had a party the same day as well. So he played football in the morning, and then he went to an indoor soccer party, birthday party thing. So he played soccer all day. UT played, they won, didn't win very convincingly, but hook 'em anyway. And then on Sunday had family dinner around my parents. My auntie and uncle had been here from Northern Ireland, so
oh no.
So yeah, we had family dinner around my parents on Sunday, which was nice.
What'd you have?
Mum did a pasta bake style dish with like pasta shells, it's like sausage meat and
that
stuff.
Is cool.
With like cheese and all that good stuff, garlic bread, salad, potato skins. Yeah, Mum puts on a good spread, to be fair, so it's always nice.
That sounds good.
Dad likes to drink nice wine too, so that always helps.
Yeah, mine does as well. It's got a big wine rack that is a little bit depleted at the minute. Not sure what that's saying about him at the moment, but Christmas is coming, so he knows it will get stocked up very quickly.
Yeah. Refill. Reload. How about your weekend? What'd you get up to?
I went out with the boys on Saturday, which was good. We rarely see each other. I mean, for context, we've kind of known each other. I'm the youngest. I've known them all since 15, 16, because we've all played football, not in the same team, but at the same club. So yeah, I've grown up with them, knowing how long I've been friends with them now makes me feel very old. Knowing people 20 years, that's a long time. But yeah, we went out. We went gathering in Staceytown actually, because that's where a lot of them have emigrated out to, that way in Essex.
In what, Billericay?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Went to Billers.
That's so funny. Me and my partner started. She's never seen it, being American, and we started watching it yesterday from season 1. So that's such convenience. Yeah, she's been giggling along, so it's been good. I had to explain some of the jokes to her, and some of the references, but that kind of happens with very, very British. We're talking a show from 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009. Like that was a long time ago now, and like that humor was very much like of that time period, as well. So,
and also a lot of the jokes are quite regional, aren't they?
Yeah.
So there's a lot that I would have got straight away because of my upbringing and living in Essex, and I'm sure that there would have been people that would have just gone straight over their head.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've seen that. I've seen that a good number of times all the way through. But yeah, I loved it when it first came out. But yeah, they're doing another Christmas special this year, aren't they? So the last hurrah!
I'm very excited for that.
Yeah. So.
But yeah. Saw the boys. There was a surprise guest as well, because one of us is a lot older than the rest. I'm not going to call him out by name, but we all just refer to him as a fucking legend. Literally, that's what he's in my phone as. But yeah, he just all of a sudden just walked into the pub. None of us knew he was coming. He hadn't told anyone. Just walked in.
Did you arrange it through a group chat?
Yeah, we're all in a WhatsApp group. He just reads and never responds to anything. So we just assume he's busy, he's working or whatever. And it was nice that he made an appearance.
What?
Yeah, we had some drinks. We went for an Indian. And,
what's your order?
I had a lamb tikka masala.
Interesting choice.
I like lamb a lot.
Yeah, I do like a lamb. Not a big fan of a tikka masala, but I don't mind a good lamb dish, like a nice lamb madras. Well, I think that suits me. Having said that, though, I usually go chicken dansak, and mushroom rice, garlic naan or peshwari naan. Peshwari naan is slept on. Massively slept on.
Yeah. I've never really gone for it, if I'm honest. I like a cheese naan, which I don't think many people even know is a thing.
Do they do it? That's not a thing. I don't believe
it is
you.
a thing. It isn't. I enjoy it. But on at the end of our meal, one of the boys just decided to ask how we was all doing. I can't remember how we worded it, but it made me laugh because it made sense, but it just made me laugh. Because it was literally like how were your universes? And I get it, because outside of whenever we meet up, which isn't that often, like we try and go away once a year together to Spain, and we might do drinks like 2 or 3 times a year, but it's not often that we see each other. So it's like outside of that, we're in our own little universes. So yeah, we had a nice little catch up, and that's what made me think of having a little chat on the differences between men and women's friendship groups, because it was actually that comment that Chris made. Shout out to Chris, because he actually does listen, which is quite nice. I might bring him on as well, although he's a banker, so it's not really tech. Although they take tech's money, so.
They fund us, so we can't really say too much.
Yeah, you got to keep the money people happy at some point, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I completely lost track of where I was going with that.
Friendship groups.
Oh yeah, because we all actually went round and talked about how things were, which I don't think I know a lot of people don't realise men can do that. So
do that.
I told them, like for example, about me moving jobs and how that all happened. I hadn't told I told Chris, but I hadn't told any of the rest of them. And like they was asking why and things like that. And yeah, I mean, from my perspective, it wasn't something I didn't really want to announce it to anyone. Obviously I did eventually. But yeah, so what, like how are your friendship groups? Because I know for me, that's literally my main one. Like there's 5, 6 of us. Beyond that, I've not really got any other friendship groups, and I'm absolutely fine with that.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting one. So I have never really had like big. I guess when I was so now where I am now, I have two really close friends. Two really close friends that I've known since I was like 4, and they still live in my town here, and we see each other fairly regularly. Not even like once a week or anything, but sometimes it's quite frequently, sometimes it's infrequently. But there's like the 3 of us, and then there's like some other people like ancillary to that, like they extend outwards that don't really see that frequently at all. I think so. I guess there's those 2 guys, and then my best excuse me, and then my best friend, if you like, he lives in Philadelphia now. And before that he lived in London. I didn't see him like too regularly. So he lives in Philadelphia now. But in terms of like size, like it's not very big. And then even within, like to your point as well, like even my 2 best mates that live here, when we get together, like we do, like when there's unfortunately there's been sort of quite one of the guys has had quite a few like health scare problems with his parents and stuff recently. So we talk about like the serious stuff, like when it comes up. And I having been like with like mental health is obviously like a topic important and near and dear to my heart, as it is like yours. So I was trying to have them deeper kind of style conversations. But I think the stuff that we talk about maybe isn't always that deep, you know? And I think maybe this is where women maybe talk about the deeper stuff a little bit more, or more frequently. And like life events, like the other one of those two mates has been for the last couple of years doing like, he's worked for the same company since he's been 15. So he works in retail. But yeah, now he's looking at making like career changes and those kind of things. So like talking to him about like his experiences and what he like wants to get like out of life. So we're starting to have more of those style conversations now, but it's not until we've been like in our late 20s, early 30s, like talking about that kind of stuff, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, aside from that, like we have me and my partner, like we have friends and stuff, but at the end of the day, we just spend most of our time together. You know, I feel like once you find your person, you want to spend as much time with them as possible, and you know that's like your safe space, and you know that's absolutely that's perfect for me and perfect for us. And then yeah, but we have those friends that we can call on and say, hey, you want to do something, and we'll do something together. But I don't think like a big friendship group is necessary for happiness. Like you and I are really close friends, and we have friends that we like keep in touch with, and you're intentional about. And I think it's all about like how intentional you are with keeping up with those people that you want to keep up with. So yeah, but yeah, I don't know if it just changes generally when you get older. Like I look at my sister, for example, and my sister has fairly like a couple of disparate groups of friends, but they're all, sometimes all come together, sometimes don't. But she probably has like more friends than what anybody else like I know. They're just not all like connected. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Would you prefer it like that, or how we tend to have it?
I
think I
kind of like how I've got it.
Anything worse than having multiple groups that I need to worry about.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Like, I, different strokes for different folks or whatever that saying is, right? But yeah, for me, I kind of like things the way that they are, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things you always talk about people, or hear people who be like, oh, we're always like, they're always busy on the weekends. Like they've always got like, meetups going on with whoever, or different friendship groups, and like they have no time like for themselves really, because then they go to work and then their weekends are full every single weekend. It's just like, how do you do that? Like sometimes I just want to chill out and do
yeah, that's my favorite thing to do. Absolutely nothing.
That's fine. But yeah, I think like you get in what you put out, and people that are important to you, you put the effort in, and that's it, you know. But yeah, I didn't carry on like playing sports after I was 15. So, you know, those kind of big friendship groups, if you like, are usually around like a sports team or some kind of groups that you're like involved in. But yeah, I mean, there's not to say like there's a lot of people that like me and my partner like know, like when we go out, we see like the same people at like our favorite places, like to go eat or like have coffee and things like that. And like we're like, you're friendly with all those people, but they're not people that you call up and say, hey, want to grab dinner or what have you. But you still have like good relationships with them, friendly relationships and acquaintances with them, you know, which is plenty for most people. Like it depends how much of a private person you are as well. I think me and my partner are quite fairly private people in terms of like actually nuances in the ins and outs of our lives and relationships. So it's like, you know,
I think
you're not necessarily
I always have been as well. Like I've never been one to overshare, which is probably why people think that I'm not the best at communicating at times, where it's not really that at all. It's more that I just don't want to.
Yeah. Works for me.
Yeah. I just thought it was really interesting, the differences that you can have in the sort of dynamics of different groups, and how just how it all works. I found quite interesting.
Yeah, I guess one of the main differences between though I'm one of the only dads like in my friendship group. Like I'm the only one in like what you would call like my immediate friendship group that has kids. And that's one of those, maybe people could potentially feel like more isolated in those kind of situations, but you know, that's just part of my life. It's not like I don't talk to my mates about like my kids and what have you. I think they've actually find it quite interesting hearing what my experiences are like with kids when they don't have kids. So, but yeah, it's not like men don't talk about important shit or shit that matters or how they're feeling or anything. It's just, we just don't do it as frequently maybe, or feel it necessary. I think men will talk about stuff when they find it necessary rather than just every little thing that happens.
Yeah. I mean, I think after the Saturday, I realized that I'm gonna try and be more like just vocal with all of them, because like one of the boys told me how he's not struggling with work. It's just a lot because he's got his own business that just takes a lot of time, and he doesn't really have time for much else. Yeah, he's just been kind of working and going to the gym. Sorry, I just had to clear my throat. That was really bugging me.
Let me clear my throat.
Yeah, he's just been going to the like literally working, going to the gym, and that's kind of it. I mean, he could have warned me though, because he's lost 3 stone since the last time I saw him, which has made me that's gave me a kick up the backside a little bit. So I've now started being more active, which I should have been doing anyway. But seeing them all made me realise that I should be doing that more as well.
Yeah,
it was.
And with anything like that, you got to want to do it for yourself, though.
Yeah, exactly.
But not just because anybody else is doing it. You got to want to do it for yourself more than anything. Because I have this conversation with myself all the time. It's just like, I really need to get back in the gym and all that kind of stuff. Like when I was going to the gym, that made me feel really good and all that kind of stuff. And just try to remember that. But yeah, maybe sign it. Maybe you should sign up.
Yeah, I've stopped going to gyms, and instead I've got a lot of equipment at home instead. Partly because I can after this I'll do a session. Whereas if I had to go to the gym with the weather it is in a minute, I wouldn't be doing it.
You wouldn't leave it. You wouldn't leave the house.
No, but also I quite like the fact that like Jaden and Amelia can see like the effort that goes into like a decent sort of workout, and just the fact that I can try it stuff if I want, if I need to, because they don't see me do a whole lot from that perspective. Yeah.
I just I think like my kids know that I play golf, and like that's like very in the front of their like my golf clubs are here, and it's just like when sometimes they'll like call when they're not with me, and they'll call me, like I'll be on the golf course, and it's just like, oh, Daddy's golfing, so he does at least he's doing something like active, yeah. So like it's good that they see their parents doing those kind of vocational activities or whatever. But yeah, I think that side of things, like Teddy plays football, and like Casper like comes and watches and play football, and like so it's not. I think it's one of those things that if it's like just part of their life, then they're more inclined to, or they see it, and that'll bleed into how they approach things. Yeah. Last thing I want them to do is like, the world's a cruel place, like body image wise stuff. I think did we talk about that in like one of the early episodes? I can't remember.
Yeah, we've touched on it, but we probably need to do that a lot more.
Yeah. But yeah, just them, like the internet's a fucking cruel place. Like the playground is a ruthless place as well. But yeah, like just recently, my partner and I were talking about we're just, I can't remember how it came up, but we said to Teddy, it's just like, if like we don't comment on what other people look like, that there other people are well aware of what they look like, and that might be something that is sensitive to them. Like it's not our job to say, hey, you're like a little bit chunky, or if there's some of those people have like birthmarks like on their face, those big birthmarks like on their faces and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like those people know that, you don't need to like point it out and tell them, because you don't know how they feel about it internally. Like people are a little bit bigger and they're just like, I'm happy with the way I look, fuck you, and that's the important thing. It's not your job to point out whatever you see as a physical flaw or imperfection in them.
Yeah, that's true.
I think the only exception to that is if if your partner has like lipstick on their teeth or like their mascara is smudged, then you've got to tell them.
or
Because
like
if you don't tell them, then
food in
it's
your
on you.
teeth.
Yeah, because they'll see it and they'll be like, "Why didn't you tell me?" But yeah, and the whole can of worms. Whole can of worms.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of your weekend, did you watch anything of the week?
I did. I watched
you?
second Lord of the Rings.
We should have a little theme music for whenever Andrew does a movie review.
Yeah. Do you know what? I did obviously I do like little shorts of clips from the pod on. Sorry if you can hear a dog crying, it's just the dog crying. What was I saying?
Lord
Can't
of the Rings.
remember what I was saying.
Short.
That was it. Yeah, and I did one yesterday, literally just about the review of the first one. It probably got the most views from any short that we've done, which was quite nice. Especially because it was mostly about me talking about Gandalf just sprinting all over the place.
Man's got wheels.
Yeah. So watch the second one. I now know what you mean about the first one being your least favorite.
Yeah.
The second one was intense.
Oh, mate.
So I think the biggest compliment I can put is like watching the first one. I understood why other people got so hooked into the trilogy. In the second one is where I have become hooked on the trilogy. Yeah, absolutely loved it.
What's your favorite bit in the second one?
I did. Where is it? I made a little note, and it's going to have not come through now. That's. Oh no, no. I got it. It was. No, this is where tech fails me sometimes. So I recording on my MacBook, but I make some notes on my iPad, and sometimes it takes a minute for them to sync, which is what happened there. So I wrote,
sweetheart, your life's so hard.
That's how seriously I took this. So two things. I watched about half of it, and then realized I wasn't really properly watching it. Started it again. I thought, no, I'm doing this review properly. I'm going to watch it properly. I'm not going to be distracted. One of my favorite bits was Gandalf saying you wouldn't part an old man from his walking stick.
Oh yeah,
and then he just goes in and fucks shit up.
Yeah,
I think that
I told you to take the wizard's staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he turns Theoden back.
I thought that was good. But yeah, the whole battle scene was amazing. Obviously,
the Battle of Helm's Deep. Yeah, it's pretty intense. When they have that big giant like Uruk-hai thing like run in there with his flame, and then it's like, bring him down, Legolas. So good.
Do you know what? I also related to the tree creature things a little bit.
The Ents.
I don't know what they're called. If that's what they're called, I'll take your word for it. But it kind of it resonated with me in how the world is at the minute.
Yeah.
Because
the way that they're quite stoic and like take time to process things.
That they said something like, "That's not our battle" or something like that, and they were just keeping to themselves. And not caring about anything else. And I think that resonated because I think a lot of people are doing that these days, just in terms of the world, because of the political climate and everything else that's going on.
Yeah,
everyone is tending more to go within themselves and their families rather than doing more, I guess.
Yeah, I think it was. I think I said this before, but something that I read on that comes up on like Instagram or TikTok or wherever fairly frequently these days is that people don't want to solve the world's problems. They want to earn enough money so that the world's problems don't apply to them. And I think it's
very true.
That's one of the things that's quite resonant about that thing. It's just like that thing doesn't affect us, so I'm not going to care about it. And it's just like, actually, we should all probably be more concerned with a lot more of these things and like do a little bit of our part. But I think with the state of the world that we have right now is so many of the world's problems seem insurmountable. And like, what is one person's actions going to actually solve? Right. And it's just like, if everybody has that mindset, then we're not going to get anything done. But if everybody does their 1%, that has a huge compounding impact, or 0.1% impact has a huge compounding impact over time.
Yeah.
So I don't think we look at the big picture. I think maybe like it's all well and good, like me sitting here saying that, but like we all have our own lives and our own shit going on. It's just like those insurmountable problems don't really affect me too much. So I'm not really going to pay attention to them. And then it will get to the point where all of those problems do affect all of us in some really deep, overarching way. And it's just like, why didn't we do anything about this previously? And it's just like, well, people have been telling us to do stuff about it for 20 years and none of us have been fucking paying attention because now it's a problem. It's like, it's like, equate that to men, especially going to the doctors, right? The men won't go to the doctors until they're fucking on their deathbed. However, if they go to their regular checkups, then you could probably prevent maybe some of the health conditions that you might have ended up with just by being a little bit more proactive. I think it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, that's very true. I think as well, I mean, I slam social media a lot, but I think that's one of the things that it's very good at is putting a spotlight on different parts of the world where there's issues that otherwise people may not be aware of. So if I think to when I was younger, there would have been, there's always been like troubles and wars going on in different parts of the world and stuff, but it wasn't as magnified. So I would probably have not realized as much as kids today will, because they'll go onto YouTube or social media or whatever, and it will just be there. Whereas if I didn't read a newspaper or watch the news, which, let's be honest, what 10-year-old is going to do that? I probably wouldn't have seen much of what was going on.
Yeah, I guess the same thing. But one of the bigger things that I can probably relate to that with is like 2008 and the big market crash that they had, like the housing bubble crisis, which crashed. If you've this is going to be a plug. Have you seen The Big Short?
I love that film.
Yeah, I love that movie. But back to 2008, it's just like that whole thing like kind of glossed over me. Like you were I was in school at the time, like preparing for like GCSEs and going into like that whole thing, and like the market just imploded, which had a huge effect on like our parents and everybody else that was of working age and all that kind of stuff, people that had property investment, all of that kind of stuff. Such big impacts. But you as a kid, you were just like, social media wasn't like, we had Facebook, right? But Facebook was in its kind of infancy. Or even if you look back, and then like we had fucking Bebo. Do you remember Bebo? Like all that on MySpace, like those like social media platforms that didn't like social media platforms just turned into behemoth and void of every piece of information or every problem that the world possibly has. But even back then, social media was just some flimsy little thing that you just connected with your mates and hurled abuse at each other for, shared music or what have you. It wasn't really talking about any like the big kind of pressing issues of the world. So it's just like when that all happened, it's just like we had social media, but it wasn't anywhere to the extent that it is now. And it's not like 2008, like I was 14, 15, the big issues in the world. It just didn't mean anything to us because it didn't directly impact us.
No. You wasn't going to log onto like MSN and say you seen the state of the US housing market. Like that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah. Or it's just like even like today, it's just like you realize like when we go through an airport these days and we have all those security machines and scanners and things like that all came out of September 11th. Like all those knock-on impacts to the world is now is because of those big events. But at the time, you're just like, shit, 2 planes crashed into 2 buildings in New York. That's a pretty big deal. Like, we understand that that's a big deal, but like the actual knock-on impacts and consequences for people around the world because of events like that. Like when you're a kid, like ignorance is bliss when you're a kid a little bit, right? Like the worst thing that can happen to you is that you didn't get the flavor yogurt that you wanted for your pudding. You know what I mean? Like, that's as tragic as things got. Gotta be nice to go back, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
If my biggest problem was yogurt, then I'd be living an alright life.
I'd be a happy man if that was my only.
That was your biggest worry in life.
Yeah. Where's my yogurt?
Anyway. Speaking of which, like, it's supposed to be a podcast about kids and what have you. After all, like, do you give your kids like dessert or like pudding or something after they've eaten their main meal, either lunch or dinner?
I regret it because it's gone on for so long now. I can't change it.
What do you give them?
It's their choice, and that's the bit I regret.
Oh,
it would literally be, I've finished my dinner. Can I have my treat? It's never anything. It's normally like a bag of crisps or Melia. It might be a yogurt. But it's never anything major. It just annoys me that is expected.
Yeah. My kids are the same. They always get a although to be fair, like it's usually fruit or like a biscuit, fruit and a biscuit. Like I will always try and give them some kind of fruit. I think it's good. They have.
I mean, Jaden and Amelia do normally have like apple or something with their dinner. Like that's something we've tried to make sure that they're.
But my kids also won't get. They also won't get a pudding, if you like, if they don't finish their dinner. So, it's expected that they eat their main meal before they get that. But it's a funny thing. But I get them. I always. And my parents always gave us like a pudding, and it would usually typically be, how much can we talk about fucking yogurt in an episode? They would usually be like a yogurt or a fruit. Sometimes it would be something a little bit more decadent than that. But yeah, always. I don't know if that's just like a British thing as well. Like, desserts are on the menu in a restaurant, but like,
I will award myself a treat anytime I do anything. Like if I
that's such a you thing.
Yeah, I know. If I go shopping when I don't want to pick up a few things, I will then get myself some, like a chocolate bar or something.
What's your go-to chocolate bar?
I've earned it. My go-to, this isn't going to translate well for anyone outside of the UK, I don't think, but it is Dairy Milk with dime pieces.
Oh, there's a bar of that in my fridge right now that I haven't touched in 4 months.
That's alien to me. That's not been touched for 4 months.
Yeah. No, I do like a Dairy Milk fruit.
You do realise when I eventually come to visit, first thing I'm doing is going in your fridge to see if it's still there.
It's probably still going to be there.
It won't be by the time I'm gone.
Andrew, do you want a beer? No, I want that fucking dime Dairy Milk that's been sat in your fridge. Interesting choice. Yeah, I like a Dairy Milk. I like a Dairy Milk fruit and nut. But I don't usually buy like bars of chocolate. Like individual like bars of chocolate. If I do buy an individual bar of chocolate, I quite like a lime bar.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's
I like
an underrated choice.
It is. I like those. I do like a Kit Kat Chunky as well.
Do you like the flavoured ones or the plain ones?
No, I like the plain ones, but I used to love the peanut butter ones, but they don't do them anymore.
No, they've come back.
Great. Have they?
Come back.
That was a great personal travesty to me when I couldn't find those anymore. So yeah, the peanut butter ones are delicious. But usually we'll have dinner, and then after dinner, like we'll watch TV and stuff and have a cup of tea and usually some chocolate. But we buy like bigger bars of chocolate. And maybe we're a bit bougie, but we do like the Tony's chocolate only ones.
Oh really?
Yeah, I quite like those ones. They do like a caramel and biscuit one, which is my favourite one.
I've just realised I need to completely change my answer. I've almost got a UK answer and a US answer.
Go on then.
Butterfingers.
Oh,
love Butterfingers.
I think I find Butterfingers a little bit too sweet.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I think I can have one bite of those and then I'm like, oh, that's enough.
Yeah, no, I love them. Yeah, it annoys me. I can't get them here. I also think they're a little bit underrated in the States. I don't think a lot. I don't think many people like them in general.
No, I think that's accurate. My favorite US chocolate bar for our US contingent is, so Reese's do a chocolate bar called a Take 5, which is pretzel, peanut butter, caramel, and peanuts wrapped in chocolate, and it is the best thing. It is the bollocks. Really delicious.
I don't know if it's the same. They've started doing something. It sounds like that or similar.
The Nutrageous thing.
It might be that.
Yeah. No, it's not quite the same.
Okay.
But yeah, the Take 5 is like, and even in the States, you can't find it everywhere. I think you can definitely get them in Target in Texas. I know that much. So that's it. That would be like the old Reliable, or like the I think they do them in the HEBs too in Texas. But anyway, yeah, Reese's Take 5 US, probably a Lion Bar here in the UK, or a Kit Kat Chunky. But chocolate bars generally are better here than they are in the US. I think US options aren't especially.
I think it's the quality of the chocolate, just better. I don't think. What does your other half think of that? Is that accurate?
Yeah,
it's always nice to have a US person's point of view on that.
Yeah, no, she doesn't eat a lot of like. There's a couple of things that she does really like. So like in America, they do something called like an Almond Joy, which is a bit like Bounty, which she really likes. But yeah, and she likes the Reese's stuff as well. But yeah, the UK chocolate, I think she's fully on board with. She likes the salted caramel dairy milk.
Yeah, I love anything salted caramel. I'm all over.
Yeah,
it's a real problem, especially this time of year, like leading up to Christmas, where it's just everywhere. Like at the moment, I'm looking for mince pies with them.
See,
had them last year, and they were out of this world.
What do you think? So that really, it's one of those things that really annoys me is when they do all those like flavors of like hot cross buns. I'm just like, just have a fucking normal hot cross bun.
Again, unless it's a sort of caramel one, I wouldn't be interested.
Interesting. Although she did buy some fancy Waitrose salted caramel truffles things yesterday, which were decadent as shit, but they were delicious. Yeah. Now I want a chocolate bar. Oh dear.
Yeah, me too. Also, anyone listening, let us know what yours are, because I genuinely like this conversation. Just in general, like just food. Actually, I just realised.
Just food.
Yeah.
Just food. Just food. Full stop. Food. Full stop.
Yeah.
On that bombshell, what's Reddit got for us this week?
Reddit was I really like this. This one also gave me an idea for something, not now that we can do, but in the following episodes leading up to Christmas that we can do. Yeah, once I've read it, you'll kind of see where I'm going. So yeah, the title of it was Christmas Gift Help. Hi guys, I'm not a dad, but I love my dad dearly. I'm a college student, and this is the first year I'll have expendable income. Expendable's not a word. To get Christmas presents, but I'm not sure what he would like. He likes cooking, classical music, and reading, sci-fi stuff mostly. He's not really a typical dad. He doesn't really like sports and stuff unless it's my softball games. So I thought I would ask here for help. Any suggestions are appreciated. Before we answer, my idea is leading up to, because I've been told that I'm a difficult person to buy presents for.
Well, yeah, you said that in the last episode. You just buy whatever you want when you want it.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't help that I just like I said, I go and treat myself just doing regular chores. but yeah, I thought obviously there's going to be other men out there or other dads that are probably not easy to buy for, or people just don't know. And it is the gift giving season coming up and all of that. So I thought we could maybe find some ideas for people that are kind of tech dad related.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah. I mean, my first response answer to, so this guy, your dad, this person, whoever's asked, your dad likes cooking. I love cooking too. And for my birthday, which was a couple months ago, my partner bought me a a really good chef's knife, and it's been one of the best things that I've ever been bought. So, yeah, she bought me a really high quality chef's knife. We're talking like you could buy two knife sets in Tesco or whatever department store for the price of one knife. But it's the best thing that I've been bought. So any kind of good quality knives for anybody that enjoys cooking is a winner as far as I'm concerned. Because you use them so much, you use them every day, and it just feels good whenever you've got something that he'll be reminded of you every time he uses it. And he uses it every day, probably. But yeah, or any kind of good stuff. High quality knives for anybody that enjoys cooking.
I think a good set of knives are really underappreciated.
Totally.
Yeah, especially because if they're kept, like if they're taken care of properly, they'll last forever. So yeah,
that'd be my thing. Sci-fi though, if you like reading and stuff, then I'm sure that there's no shortage of like books or whatever. Or if you like sci-fi TV, I think a lot of maybe a lot of parents generally, even at our age or older, like they enjoy like experiences. So like tickets to go and see something.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
usually a better thing.
Yeah, because I've spoken on my relationship with my dad being good now, but not so much when I was younger. 1 year I got so this was just for us. So in my head, it was more of a present for bonding, as well as it being Christmas. I got a clay pigeon shooting experience.
Oh, nice!
It was the best day, and it was nice. It was because we rarely do anything, just the two of us. There's only been a handful of things that we've done, and that was a really good one. We was all both actually very good at it as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like worryingly good at it. Have I missed a call in here? Should I be like,
should you be in the Olympics?
Yeah, I'd be that guy that just turned up with his glasses and just shot for fun.
Yeah, I'd turn up and be more like that ray gun. So
have you seen that she's retired now?
I have not.
She's retired she put out a challenge, a $10,000 challenge to anyone that thinks they can dance better than her. I don't know what transpired immediately after that, but she then quite quickly pulled that offer and then retired. So I've got a feeling there were quite a lot of people taking her up on the challenge.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, full right as well. Like, 10 grand and
10 grand to throw some shapes. I'll stick Matt in there.
Not even, well, let's be honest, not even got to do a good job.
Oh dear.
Yeah, clay pigeon shooting. I want to do that again actually, because at the time this was just before I properly had my eyes tested and realized that my eyesight actually wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Again, Mum, thanks for that. Thanks for the shit eyes. Every time I bring it up, I'm gonna tell you. But yeah, it'd be nice to go back with like a pair of contacts in and just see if I do better.
Yeah.
Be awkward if I did worse.
You probably will. You'll have like all that expectation now to do really well, and you'll fuck it up. Expectation, the thief of joy.
Yeah. Speaking of thieves, got a card from Tesco the other day.
You're going to end up owing Tesco's by the time your life is over. You're going to end up owing Tesco's about $1,000 worth in cardboard.
I'm not paying $250 for a card in Tesco. I'm not doing it. However,
make your own.
Well, yeah, but also if everyone in Tesco was listening and liked and subscribed, they would know my little trick and they would be stopping me. So this is on them, not me.
You calling out Tesco now?
Not so much the company, more their employees and their listening habits.
Where do you live?
Just near London.
Scotland. I'm not telling you which store.
Kind of south of England, but not really. Yeah. Also, can you do that in America? I don't know.
What, shoplift?
Well, shoplifting my unique way, it doesn't really count.
Yeah, they have self checkout tills in the US.
The security guards also have guns, though.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
But also their self checkouts aren't quite often don't have the weighing things anyway.
Oh,
the weight
so I
is
could take what I like. I'd be dangerous out there.
If you ever want to go to America, you're toast, mate. You know, anybody in U.S. Customs Border and Protection that happens to listen to this is gonna be like, we're gonna find this guy. He ain't coming in.
In my defense, if I walked in and saw the security guard holding a gun,
they don't hold them, but they're strapped to their waist.
Well, yeah, that is what I meant. I meant literally like ready to go.
They don't just walk around with them in their hands. Just
no,
like,
I know. I just meant that if they're packing, I'm gonna think twice on shoplifting, or I'd plant it on a child, and once we've left the store, get it off them.
You're really not doing yourself any favors. Oh dear.
I'm joking. Apart from the UK stuff, Tesco, I'm not paying £2.50 for a card. I'm not doing it.
All right, Tesco, consider yourself warned.
Tesco employees, like and subscribe, and I'll give you more tips on how to stop me stealing from your shops.
See, it's a slippery slope. You start with the card, and then it'll be a dime Milky Bar. Oh dear. Anyway, everybody like and subscribe. Hope you've enjoyed.
I'm sure they have. I have. And
you always do. We always do. So
yeah. And next week, what have I got to do?
Return of the King.
Return of the King. And I'm going to find some nice gift ideas that people can buy for their dads in the lead up to Christmas. And I'm avoiding Black Friday completely because I'm not talking about discounts and shit like that. It's just these will be good gifts. I'll do like I'll
you
do
go for the 5-finger discount, mate.
No, but I'll do them in like different price ranges. So there's something for everyone.
That's so thoughtful of you.
I know. I'm a good guy at heart. It's just when I go Tesco, it's just a red mist.
Love you, mate.
Love you too, buddy.
Bye, everybody.